All right, hey everybody, back with another news feed for you. Don't forget, post videos every single day. Jim Farley says Ford Mustang can disrupt Porsche 911. I don't think it can, but it is pretty cool that it is still offered with a V8 and a manual gearbox. Plus, you have the Mach-E is electric version. Ford Mustang offers a lot of different things. They understand that this car is key to its success. Okay, this car is vitally important to what Ford is. This Mustang is an amazing thing. But this right here, I want this. I want this. I want this bad. This is pretty sweet. Think about how much fun a Raptor version of a Mustang like this would be. I mean, just take a look at this thing. It's pretty cool. Now, they're talking about it, okay? There's been rumors about it that Mustang is coming out with a... we're seeing this more and more. We see a lot of these, okay? Mazda's got the CX-90 this way now. Toyota's doing this with the Crown. Okay, we're seeing a lot of these more rally-style car, these off-road capable cars like this starting to be built by manufacturers, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. This is more concept. We don't know if this will ever come into play, but and Farley says maybe not. But I've had quite a bit of newsfeed stuff that I've been talking about to these things for you, where they're talking about an off-road type variant of a Mustang like this, and it would make sense. It's got a lot of power. It's a lot of fun to drive. People are sorry, got stuff going on here, moving files around. There we go. But the Mustang is a fun factor vehicle. Okay, but yet we got speed limits that you got to deal with. You got traffic you got to deal with. You got pavement, which people don't know how to drive on that they think they do, that burns tires out. I mean, if you want to have fun with a powerful vehicle, the dirt is where to do it. And this thing would just be probably the funnest Mustang ever made in existence. This would be absolutely a riot to drive. I think they should make it. I think it would be absolutely incredible. And they do say on here, too, that these comments recently took on importance as something of a hint of Ford has been thinking about expanding the Mustang lineup much the same way Porsche has done with the 911 in recent years. Porsche 911 has been offered in a wide variety of variants and special editions over the years. In fact, we aren't even talking about the track-focused GT2 and GT3 and RS models, but rather the off-road focused Dakar 2, which Porsche has been doing. Porsche has, like I said, all these manufacturers now are coming out with these kind of vehicles, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. This would be absolutely amazing to see and so much fun for people to drive. Not to mention, it would be even cool on the roads. I think it's brilliant. I think it's straight up brilliant. So hopefully they do it. We can see here too, this is on the Toronto Star. Even the Mach-E is in testing, and you can go there. The Mach-E Rally Edition is pricier than a GT, but a boon on rough roads, and you can use adapter to access Tesla's supercharging network. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, but how much fun would that be? Would be just straight up cool as can be, in my opinion, to see more of these sports cars turn into this type of a thing. Riot. Absolute riot. I think, like I said, push it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, and next one, here we go. The 2025 Nissan Ultima loses its turbo, gains a new special edition. Love this. I wish it was them saying Nissan getting rid of the turbo, because they're like, giving a middle finger to the CAFE standards and that kind of stuff. I don't think it's the case. But either way, it's a win for people that don't want turbos, which many people do not. Okay, the Ultima, 2025 Ultima, will no longer offer the 2-liter turbo. The sedan is now powered exclusively by a 2.5-liter 4-pot producing 188 horsepower. I like that. Okay, we like naturally aspirated to be sticking around. However, they're saying this one here, the Ultima is rumored to be living on borrowed time, and it's being simplified in the wake of slow sales, which very well could be the case. They're like, it's not selling good enough, we're not going to offer 2 engine options. But anyway you cut it, for those of us that are not anti-turbo, but we'd rather see the naturally aspirated engines live on, this is a good thing for us on that aspect. It also does get they're telling you about the motor right here, and it's paired with an optional all-wheel drive system for an additional $1,500. What a fun car that would be if you're into sedans and you live in the north. Having an all-wheel drive Ultima with a naturally aspirated motor, that would be it'd be a fantastic vehicle. The other big news is for 2025 is the addition of the SV Special Edition package. Costs $1,000. Gives you some upgrades on here. As you can see, we don't do a lot of car stuff on here, so I'm not going to spend much time on this. But point being, I love the title, Bye Bye Turbo. So glad to see that they chose to get rid of the turbo and to keep the 2.5 naturally aspirated. I like the move. Now this one right here, Trenton Engine Complex temporarily halts production next week. This is interesting. There are 20,000, almost 21,000 finished Pentastar engines are in storage. Okay, that's a lot of them. That's good. Okay, remember this Pentastar engine this Pentastar has been around for well, it says in here, I think somewhere in here, didn't it say it started in somewhere in here it said we'll probably see it in here when it started out, but it was a very long time ago, many years ago. But this vehicle, this motor, is one of the most used, one of the most amazing motors ever made. I know people are going to argue with me and give me crap about how it's junk and all that kind of stuff. There are more of these. There's like 11 or 13 million of these on the road with a less than 0.02% failure rate for catastrophic failure rate. This motor will be talked about in history 10 years from now, even though, like I said, there's people that complain about it. It will go down as one of the most reliable motors ever made. I betcha. But this engine, or the facility that produces the Pentastar engine using in various Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles will pause operations while workers are temporarily laid off just because they got too many of them, and there's too many Ram and Jeep products sitting on dealer lots right now. So they got motors made, they got vehicles made to put them in, but they're just like, no, let's hold off on this. We don't need to make any more for a little bit. They produced two variants of the 3.6 Pentastar here. The classic version for the Ram 1500 Classic, which is going away. Okay, that's gone. And the upgraded version for the Pacifica, Jeep Wrangler, and the Jeep Gladiator. Okay, now I wonder if that one that's in the classic version is also the one that's in the standard Ram 1500 as well too, not just a classic. But anyway, they're shutting this down here for a little bit. Now what I found interesting in here is looking at the facility itself. Look at the cleanliness of this place. Look at how pure, pristine, and controlled every single thing in this plant is on this. Look at the way these things are done. Okay, there's a lot to be said for that and understanding the reality of that when we had all this fiasco going on with the Tundras. And these motors were being stripped down to completely gutted. Okay, completely gutted. Pistons out, crankshaft out. They were completely gutted out all the way through to every nut and bolt laid out. And they were doing it inside a dealership service centers with dirt, dust, debris, everything flying around every place. And how bad that is for a motor. Look at how beautiful the layout system is in here. I don't know if you've ever spent any time in a automotive assembly line, but they're pretty interesting where cars are made and all this stuff going on. But something like this, as critical as engine components, love the way this thing is actually showing you how important it is to have a controlled environment to build a motor. You cannot rip a motor apart and put it back together in a working dealership service center with all the things that are going on there and having all this stuff set aside for months on end while stuff comes together. So we're really happy that that Toyota decided to do full-blown crate motors for the Tundra owners. And then to finish it out, says the Trenton Engine Complex has been an essential part of Stellantis engine production strategy since 2007, when it began manufacturing the Pentastar engine. Okay, 2007 was the number I was looking for. The plant underwent a $24.7 million retooling investment in 2022 to enhance its flexibility in engine production. Despite these recent changes, the facility's role in powering a range of models, including the Jeep Wrangler Gladiator, remain crucial. So there it is for you. I thought it was pretty interesting, but Ram has decided to temporarily halt production and lay off people because they got too many Pentastars sitting around. Almost 21,000 of them. It's a lot lot of motors sitting in storage waiting for vehicles here and waiting for the dealerships to sell some product for them. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. Thanks for watching.